I'll start by comparing the first two movies with the 16:9 source. Now let me go to the settings, which happen to be under my custom Apple devices. And these are the 8 different settings. And as you can see, number 1 was made with the VGA option, and number 2 was made with the anamorphic version. So let me jump over to the Finder and open up those two movies with QuickTime Player 7. I'm opening them up in QuickTime Player 7 so we can get more information on the output of those videos. And let me just do a little bit of housekeeping by hiding everything else. That way we won't get too much noise on the screen. So this version here is the one that was encoded with the VGA setting. And as you see, it's much smaller than the one that was encoded with the anamorphic version. In the case of the VGA setting, what it really means is that the video has a width of 640 pixels, and then the height is whatever the height is based on the aspect ratio of the source movie. In this case, because the source movie was a 16:9, then the height, it gets calculated to be 360. Now let's go take a look at the anamorphic version. If I bring the anamorphic version to the front, the way the encoding works is by doing the following. The width, it's still 640 pixels, as you can see here, but it makes the height 480 pixels. Now here's the catch, and this is why the reason the anamorphic word is used for the preset, is because when the encoding happens, the video gets stretched on the horizontal to match the aspect ratio of the original video. In this case, because the original was 16:9, then the output version happens to be displayed rather, 853 pixels on the width. So at the end of the day, what you end up achieving, if you choose the anamorphic version, is an output video that appears to be somewhat larger. It is somewhat larger though, because as you can see here, the height, it's still larger than the VGA version. Now let's go take a look and see what happened when Compressor made the 4:3 movie, which is going to be number 1 and number 2. Just open them up with a QuickTime Player. And in this case, because the original source was 4:3, as you can see here, in both versions, they happen to be 640 by 480. So for a 4:3 movie, let me just jump back to Compressor. For a 4:3 movie, the difference between VGA and anamorphic is 0. There is no difference. The only situation where choosing anamorphic versus choosing VGA has an impact is when you're encoding a video that is not 4:3. So if it's 16:9, which one should you choose, VGA or anamorphic? Well, the answer is it depends on the source movie. If your source movie is an anamorphic DV file, then the choose for anamorphic would be the way to go. Otherwise, keeping it at VGA would be the best choice. And to tell you the truth, it's exactly the same thing when you choose standard definition anamorphic. It really depends on the source. If your source is not anamorphic, then again, either the VGA or the standard definition work better.